is a little chilly out there this morning. I mean, come on. What is it? Go look. What is it? It's minus, what, 6? Minus 6? Negative 6. So it is 6 degrees below zero. Great. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. Someday you'll pay the price. I know. I've seen it before. It happens all the time. The red light is on. I see it again. A red light, man. You don't even warn me. You just roll the cameras and it's like, live from the frozen tundra anywhere in the United States of America. Right now. Man, geez. Baby, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold as ice. Man. Whew. Hoofty. Man. Good morning. Hot coffee on a cold morning. Glasses all steam up. Where am I at? Good morning, everyone. Morning, Andy. It is January 20th. And it is colder than a brass monkey's balls out there. What is so cold about brass monkeys and their balls, anyway? I mean, obviously it's cold, you know, but why do we always go and care about brass monkeys' balls and how cold they are? I mean, I can't believe it. And he was like, what, 55 on Thursday? We're out playing with the dog. Winds are picking up. It's like 50s. And then boom! You know, like Foreigner was saying. You're as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice boom. Cold as ice in 12 hours. Thursday to Friday, it was like bam. You believe it? All right. Before we get any further into this morning's program, I got to remind you to like this video. It is right down there somewhere. There's a like button, you know. It's like thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay? Don't be giving us the thumbs down now. Come on, man. Why would anyone want to give us thumbs up? Just give us the thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, right here in the left down here, there's a subscribe button. And you subscribe to it, and of course then you'll get notifications every Monday morning when the podcast comes out at 8 o'clock that there is a video up for you to enjoy. And when we go around town and we do other stuff, crazy stuff, that notification. Yeah, I always like telling people subscribe so you'll get notified at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. How busy is the average person at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning? I mean, we're pretty busy. We're like here doing podcasts, and people are like on their Monday mornings. They just got to work. You know, they've got us on the YouTube down on their browser or maybe on their phone. They're listening, watching the podcast. In today's podcast, where's my prop? Where's my prop, Andy? There it is. Today's podcast is brought to you by our good friends and neighbors down at the Great Falls Gazette. It is locally owned, locally operated, local reporting. You can't beat the price. I mean, it's going to be like, gonna buy 5 copies for my mother. Hey, gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Oh, yeah. Here's where we're going to be. Right here, Andy. That's where we're going to make it. That's where we're going to make it. Right there. Yes, sir. So, remember that, what are we supposed to remember today? What are we going to do? What were we going to do? What was I talking about? I was talking about the Great Falls Gazette. And, you know, how did I tell you? You go out the door, down the hall, down the stairs, then it's 3 doors down. Did I say that? I say it every week. Well, let's get into it. Let's not do any procrastinating anymore. It's a Monday morning after the weekend. The Detroit Lions, and they're out of the playoffs. Playoffs? Did somebody say playoffs? Playoffs? They're out of the playoffs. Yeah, that illegal hit on Jared Goff after he threw the interception in the second quarter. I think that was the difference in the game. You know, I mean, he got his bell rang after throw. He was a defenseless player. He wasn't anywhere near where the playing, was there. He wasn't even near where. So if the penalty wasn't been called for the illegal hit, Frankie Lavu, is that his name? Frankie? Oh, Frankie leveled the illegal hit. It was a legal hit. Defenseless player leading with your helmet and shoulders to the head. That's exactly what Frankie did. Okay? If the penalty was called, it would have resulted in a still Lions ball, the turnover, the interception wouldn't have counted. Yeah. So, like I said, he wasn't the same when he came back. The Washington Commanders. Yeah. After all the injuries that the Lions had this year, I think that having Goff hurt like that during the game was like more than they could take. God, 11 players were out. 11 starters this year were out. Knock out the team leader. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Commanders are hot. They are. I'm not going to pick anybody against the Chiefs, but, the refs favor the Chiefs. That's when you play the Chiefs, you're playing the refs. Yep. So Lions are out. Good season. Boy, that NFC North ended up not being much. Packers, Vikings, Lions, all out. Next year, that's all you can say is next year. Okay. What was I saying? I was saying, it was colder than when it's colder than a brass monkey's balls. Is that what it is? Brass monkey's balls out there this morning. Holiday. for many of you, it's a state and federal holiday. A lot of you got today off. It's Martin Luther King Jr. today. I have a dream. That's what he said when he had packed the mall, Washington, D.C. He had a dream. Also today, January 20th, we have the presidential inauguration in Washington, D.C. today, where they'll be swearing in Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States. Now, the inauguration should begin. What time is it? Probably an hour or so, Andy. Or it starts at 11:30 Eastern time. That's 9:30 Eastern time. What do we got? 15, 12 minutes after 8. So yeah, an hour or so. Okay, 9:30 our time. It will start with Trump swearing in roughly now about noon. That's 10 a.m. here, so it's just under 2 hours away here in Montana, or in Mountain Standard Time. The proceedings were initially going to take place on the west front of the U.S. Capitol building as usual, but President-elect Donald Trump decided to move the ceremony indoors to the Capitol Rotunda. Boy, I like saying rotunda. Isn't that a cool word? They're going to be in the Capitol Rotunda because of basically frigid temperatures, even in Washington, D.C. this morning, Andy. So it's like, it's freaking cold, like everywhere. Okay, they're having to do the ceremony and all of that swearing in the rotunda, the Capitol building. The National Weather Service, throw that map up there, Andy. There we go. The National Weather Services has issued a cold weather warning, advisory, alerts for pretty much most of the country. Like I said, I got the map right here. Basically, if you draw a line from Montana south all the way to New Mexico. Okay, Andy, you draw a line south from Montana down to New Mexico. Once that draws line, everything from that line back east to the East Coast is where the cold from everywhere. What do you got? 15 states are under cold weather warnings, including the Washington, D.C. area. We're only 6 below here, and it's not too bad. It's not, Took the dog out this morning. Took the dog out wearing flip-flops. Yeah, whatever. Walking barefoot on the patio because there's no snow. It's cold here and it's cold there. And like I said, the storm conditions are expected to be so intense back east that Donald Trump decided to move the inauguration inside the Capitol Rotunda. I know I already said it, but I wanted to say it again. He issued a statement. The Trumpster entered a statement. He didn't want to see people hurt or injured in any way by having to, go out in this cold. Yeah. And what made it so bad here this weekend, Annie, was the wind was blowing too. So not only is it, cold as ice, you're as cold as ice, but the wind's blowing. Windstorm came just the other day, blew the house that I lived in away. I'm having, it's like, yeah. So by moving the ceremony into the Capitol Rotunda, it'll be the first time since Ronald Reagan. Since Ronald Reagan was sworn in for his second term in 1985, that a president's inauguration isn't held at the Capitol West front. Exactly. Why did Ronald Reagan cancel in 85 and put it indoors? Also due to winter storm, frigid temperatures, and what have you. So it's going to be, how long is it? There's no set time per se for how long the inauguration ceremony will run. The proceedings themselves, Andy, they lasted, when Trump took office in 2017, and when Joe Biden was inaugurated in 2021, both swearing-in ceremonies took hour, maybe an hour. They have all the swearing-ins. Once all the swearing-ins are done and everything else, I don't know if they're going to do they have the pass and review this year or not. And that's the pass and review is the parade that's down Pennsylvania Avenue. We're going down Pennsylvania. I'll buy Pennsylvania last time. Roll the dice, Pennsylvania Avenue. I'll buy it. What, we're not Monopoly? Come on. Anyway, usually they have the pass and review, and that's the parade, the military parade, and, everybody's waving, the crowds gather. But I don't know. I didn't see anything confirming that or disconfirming that when we went to Showtime. So with 10 inches of snow, blowing snow, and winds, and, in Washington, D.C., I wouldn't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath at all. You can see the kids. I want a parade. Oh, there's supposed to be a parade. Everybody's like, there's a parade. And it's like 40 below, winds just whipping, 10 inches of snow. Yeah, but we get to see a parade. Yeah, but you got frost, buddy. Yeah, so no word on that. Of course, we'll be watching. It's history. Always like to watch a little piece of history when it's being made, Plus, I hear Carrie Underwood is performing somewhere at the inauguration. She has a country music's nicest legs and cutest feet next to Miranda Lambert. But I doubt with sub-zero temperatures we're going to go see any of Carrie Underwood's legs. No, definitely not flip-flops. No, not flip-flop weather. I mean, we got Martin Luther King Day too, and then, like I said, you know, it's Martin Luther King Day. Between Martin Luther King Jr. Day being a relatively new holiday, okay, it was only made a federal holiday in 1983, Ronald Reagan, okay, and inaugurations are only happening every 4 years. The two events, you know, I've only coordinated, lined up once before. Yeah, that's it. You would think that it'd be, but no. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I have a dream. Martin Luther King Jr. Day and the Inauguration Day always don't line up because, like I said, first of all, it's new, it's since '83, and second of all, it's every 4 years. It's only happened one time before. That was President Bill. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Clinton, whose inauguration for his second term was January 20th, 1997. So, you know, that's that. The campaign for the holiday in King's honor began shortly after his assassination in 1968. I remember that. I was 12 years old in '68. I was told there'd be no math here this morning, but I was, you know, yeah. Not like we said. Yeah, he was assassinated in '68. Dr. King was certainly prevalent all through my childhood. Again, President Ronald Reagan did it. Right, yeah, it was 19, and there was law. But even though it was only first observed in January 20th, 1986 was the first time that it was ever celebrated. Now, some states combine what is it, like Martin Luther King Jr. Day and a national service day. You know, you go out and help people, go out and help causes, pick up trash, help your community, speak, you know, that National Service Day. That's coupled with the King holiday. Interesting enough, and this is right up to today, there are only 2 states that celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a secondary holiday. Their first holiday would be celebrating the Confederate General Robert E. Lee. I shit you not, Andy. Those 2 states? Well, come on. Can't you guess? Mississippi and Alabama. Mississippi and Alabama celebrate Robert E. Lee Day, who was, you know, celebrating a Confederate general, and they serve. In secondary, it's Martin Luther King Jr. I found that really, okie dokie then. All righty then. Yeah, and it's a cold front all over the nation. And we got the presidential inauguration going on in Washington. But there's Martin Luther King Jr. events all over the country going on today. And there's like cold weather. So when you're out there celebrating the Dr. King Jr.'s birthday, dress warm. Here in Great Falls, they have the various churches, the University of Providence has their yearly annual celebration, as well as the, what is it, Andy? The AT Worship Temple Church, which is hosting their annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration tonight at 7 p.m. That's at 3726 Fifth Avenue North, right here in Great Falls. They're celebrating the diversity and the visions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream! No doubt. What a powerful dude. Man. And tonight, yes, sir. Let's talk about tonight. You know, we had the NFL playoffs all weekend, all along. And tonight, live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, 7:30 Eastern Time, we have the number 8 seed. You know, they went to a 12-team college playoff this year. You know, all the top 4 seeds got a bye. None of them are here. Okay. What's left is we have the 8th seed, which is a 2-loss Ohio State Buckeyes team. They lost to Oregon, and they lost to 7-5 Michigan. 4 years and counting since Ohio State last beat Michigan. Ohio State is taking on the number 7 seed, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who have 1 loss to FBS, Northern Illinois. It's got to be 2 championship caliber teams with the worst losses on their resume that I have probably ever seen in my life. They're going to face off tonight live on ESPN. I hate that it's not on regular TV. It's live on ESPN, and ESPN owns ABC, but is it going to be on ABC? No. So, it's going to be live on ESPN. Like I said, it's 5:30 our time, 7:30 Eastern Time. Ohio State Buckeyes are a 8.5-point favorite. They are, the over-under is 55.5 points. When I explained this before, when they say over-under, are they going to score more than 55.5 or less than 55? Ohio State's an 8-point favorite. I would take Notre Dame and the under. Okay, if Ohio State wins, I don't think they're going to win by. They might. I just don't think they're going to win by that much. I think it'll be a real close game. Something like 21-24, 17-21, something like that. Under, less than. So, man, we got lots going on today, actually. It's Monday. It's a holiday. It's Inauguration Day for the Trumpster. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I have a dream. It's a national championship going on tonight. Oh, and I heard the complaints. Well, why was the national championship on a Monday night versus during the weekend this weekend? Well, you had the NFL games during the weekend. And Monday night is a prime time viewing night for college football or any kind of football. If you don't have ESPN and you don't have any way to watch it, you have a phone or a tablet, the Stream East, XYZ. the streameast.xyz. Just punch it in. It'll come up, show you a menu of what you want to watch. I've been watching Red Wings games every day. They're on a tear. Okay? They're 10-3, 10-2, 11-3, something like that. The Pistons are like on a similar run too. So yeah, I've been watching it. It works. I'll probably watch the game that way tonight. Yeah, big game going on. There's lots of celebrations today for Dr. King. So when you're out and about in the community, when you're going somewhere, stay warm, dress warm. It's going to be cold all day long. And it'll be 45 by Friday. Is that what you're telling me? Throw it up there. I don't believe you. 43 is close enough. You were exaggerating, though. So get out there and, yeah. Yeah, with the cold going on, I have not seen a lot of animals lost in town right now. It's always tragic when people aren't smart enough to check the door, check the gate. When the weather's like this, I let my dog out. I go out with him. I make sure the front gates to the driveway and stuff is closed. Even though I know I checked it just an hour or two before when we went out, I make sure. Okay? I look in the back, make sure the back gate's closed. I make sure if your dog gets out, it ain't his fault. It's your fault. So, be especially careful with your fur family when the weather gets like this. Andy, am I right or am I right? Come on. So, keep an eye on them. It's too cold for, their paws, their feet to be out there. Get them inside, keep them inside. We're good? We're good? We're good. Enjoy your inauguration today. Enjoy Martin Luther King today. Spay and neuter. Adopt, don't shop. Foster, rescue, volunteer, and hey. Adopt a shelter pet today. Andy, we're out of here. We're out of here. Until next week, I have a dream.